Winning the WWE Royal Rumble is supposed to be a star-making moment. We get to know who will headline that year's WrestleMania and possibly become a world champion. But for every epic Rumble winner such as Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, or Triple H, there are some forgettable ones. It's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building.
And here are the top 5 Royal Rumble winners who ultimately flopped at WrestleMania. By the way, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more pro wrestling videos as well as our weekly podcast live stream.
For a moment, there was hope that WWE would treat a top Japanese talent right. Shinsuke Nakamura arrived at NXT in 2016 with much fanfare and quickly became its champion. The former New Japan star would then graduate to the main roster on SmackDown and defeat the likes of John Cena and Randy Orton. When the 2018 Royal Rumble match rolled around, Nakamura went into the bout as a clear fan favourite. Go back and watch the pop on that night as the King of Strong Style threw the final competitor, Roman Reigns, over the top rope. It was insane. Fans wanted that New Japan dream match between Nakamura and then WWE Champion AJ Styles on the biggest stage of them all. And get it, they did. Their championship clash at WrestleMania 34 was... it was alright. Styles retained. The 5-star classic that fans were so hyped for was more like a 3 stars at best. Oh, and Nakamura turned heel with a low blow. He's been struggling for relevancy ever since.
When John Cena made his stunning return as the number 30th entrant at the 2008 Royal Rumble, the Madison Square Garden crowd were legitimately shocked. Cena was on top of the company for over a year as the reigning WWE champion, but had to relinquish it the previous fall due to an unfortunate injury. The timeline for a return was 6 to 8 months at best. The Doctor of Thugonomics was back in 4. That Super Cena feat aside, Big Match John outlasted the field, eliminating Triple H to punch his way to that year's WrestleMania main event. But for some reason, he cashed in his title opportunity on WWE Champion Randy Orton at that year's February pay-per-view and won via DQ. He managed to find his way back into a WrestleMania title match, but this time it was a triple threat match with the Game involved, and he lost. Yep, it was just a weird year.
Give me what I want! Pre-Drax Batista made his return to the WWE after 4 years away in 2014 and was slated to be the big headlining babyface of WrestleMania 30. There was just one little problem. The Yes movement spearheaded by Daniel Bryan was in full swing at that time. The WWE Universe waited with anticipation for Bryan to appear as one of the entrants for that year's Rumble, but he never did. Batista won the match instead and was positioned to be the triumphant hero. But he took the full brunt of fans' frustrations as the show went off air. Yikes! Luckily, WWE rectified the mistake and inserted Bryan into the match. But as for the Royal Rumble winner, he tapped out to Bryan for the biggest feel-good moment of the 2010s. At least Batista was in the MCU.
Fun fact! Do you remember that Asuka was the winner of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble back in 2018? Well, if you didn't, honestly, we don't blame you. A certain Ronda Rousey overshadowed the moment by debuting immediately after the match. The Empress of Tomorrow would go on to lose her undefeated streak at WrestleMania against Charlotte, an achievement she carried since her dominant run in NXT. Remember when Asuka was undefeated? Exactly. It doesn't take away from what was a historic Rumble moment, but damn, WWE did our girl Asuka dirty.
Alberto Del Rio was supposed to be the next big Mexican star. He had the looks, he rocked the scarf way before MJF, and the in-ring charisma to boot. WWE seemed to agree as they immediately trusted him to the top position as soon as he debuted, beating Rey Mysterio. 2011 Royal Rumble was a unique one as it featured 40 participants. Del Rio last defeated Santino Marella to book his place in the main event of WrestleMania 27. Yes, Santino. What can we say? 2011 was wild. Sadly, the Mexican Superstars title was consigned to the opening contest, and he didn't even win. He was beaten by World Heavyweight Champion Edge, who would go on to retire on the next night. Del Rio would go on to win the world title a couple of times, but with so much controversy surrounding him afterwards, Del Rio was eventually let go. His WWE career and Rumble victory was ultimately a flop on hindsight.
And there you have it. Did you agree with our list? Comment below and tell us who you think should be considered a WWE Royal Rumble flop. And hey, you've made it this far. Do us a small favor? Hit the like button. It's a simple click for you and it really helps us out. And hey, if you really enjoy what we do, do consider checking out our Patreon page. We'll see you in the next video.